Now, here's meteorologist Helen Holt with your forecast.
This is Doppler indicated. We do not have a confirmed tornado. Some of these could pack a little punch to them. We do have a marginal risk for severe weather, so some gusty winds, heavy rain, and some frequent lightning are possible. The National Weather Service has already prompted a heat advisory from noon until 7 o'clock. Thankfully, wind has not been too much of an issue. We knew that was probably going to be the case. We're right around 32 degrees, so temperatures are actually favorable of seeing that wintry precipitation. We just don't have that moisture. We are looking at that velocity and how the rotation is pretty tight together. Far northwestern counties going to be at risk to see just a light glaze. People who are visiting the coast are definitely dealing with a messy Mother's Day. Mother Nature has shown her true colors here this weekend. Please be very careful if you're going to be out in the water, especially for surfers. We have this dome of heat, high pressure and full control of majority of the country, and that's keeping everyone very hot. I was standing here just a few hours ago, and the water was actually up to the top of my knees because it was so flooded. As you can see from our water vapor satellite, you see these orange and reds. That's decoding some dry air, so humidity levels not as high today. A great evening just to get out and about and kick off that Memorial Day weekend. Let's go ahead and look at the forecast because things are going to be changing as we go through the next couple of days. Has sustained winds at 65 miles an hour, and it's actually expected to strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane before making landfall. We had some special guests in the WWAY studio this afternoon, a group of ladies known as the Sea Gems, girls exploring marine science. And of course, we talked weather, we talked science as we start to see that tropical moisture move in from Tropical Storm Colin. Could be heavy at times. We were in that tropical category for our muggy meter the last several days. That cold front's going to drop our dew points down.
Storm Track 3 forecast.
And we're wrapping up this weekend with some beautiful weather. I want to start out with this live look in downtown Wilmington along the Cape Fear River. Looks like a tour happening right there. Perfect evening to do anything outside. We have lots of sunshine. You can see that on our Stevenson Sky View camera network. Definitely a very toasty day though. 92 degrees was the official high at the ILM airport, a little bit above average even this morning, starting out in the middle 70s. So a warm day all the way around. That even sparked up a few storms right along the sea breeze. Once we got past 2 or 3 o'clock, you saw those storms start to fire up and they pushed their way inland. Heavy rain and a little bit of lightning associated with that now, but things are very quiet in our Storm Track 3 radar and satellite. Just a few little clouds out there, and it's setting up to be a really nice evening. Just a very warm one. Look at temperatures right now, still in the 90s in most spots. 94 degrees in Lumberton, 95 in Fayetteville. Here in the Port City, 90 degrees, but when you tack on the dew point, it still feels like 101 in Elizabethtown, 104 in Whiteville, and here in Wilmington, checking in at 101. So definitely some hot weather still out there at this time. We'll see temperatures get down to the middle to upper 70s, mostly clear, warm, muggy, southwest winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into our Monday, temperatures back up into the 90s tomorrow afternoon with feel-like temperatures close to 100 degrees. So when are we going to break this heat wave? I'll have those details in the 7-day forecast. Hannah?
Just Helen Holt with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
It's a quiet start to our Monday. We're about 40 minutes out until sunrise, so still a dark scene in downtown Wilmington right now as we take a live look on our Stevenson Sky View camera network. Seeing just variably cloudy skies out there. We had some storms develop yesterday afternoon, but things are very calm this morning. Storm Track 3 radar and satellite shows those clouds out there, but no rain to deal with, so your morning commute should be an easy one. It is warm and muggy. Temperatures are in the 70s to lower 80s. Elizabethtown and Whiteville both at 77 degrees, just shy of 80 degrees here in the Port City. Southport 82, but when you add on the humidity, it feels like 90 degrees in Southport this morning, and in Wilmington 83 degrees. So definitely a lot warmer down along the coast. And what we're going to be watching over the next couple of days is going to be a cool front. We do have it up to the north and west of us right now, and this will eventually cross the Carolinas as we get into the middle portion of this week, but it looks like today and tomorrow definitely going to be some more active weather, similar to what we had yesterday. Going into lunchtime, just those clouds out there, temperatures warming up to around 90 degrees. I think this model is kind of underplaying the activity that we're going to be seeing by the afternoon hours, so have in mind scattered showers and storms are going to be possible once again heading into our Tuesday morning. Mostly cloudy skies, going to see a bit more cloud cover for our Tuesday, and actually a better chance to see those storms in the afternoon hours. Notice by 2, 3 o'clock, you see that green start to pop up there, and could see some heavy rainfall along with some frequent lightning, some gusty winds, and maybe some small hail associated with some of those storms that do develop. So have in mind that you're going to want to stay weather aware of the next couple of days. And we're also keeping an eye on the tropics. We do have an area of interest down in the eastern Caribbean Sea. This could be what would be named Earl later on today. It looks like it's getting its act together and getting a little bit better organized. It does actually have 45-mile-per-hour sustained winds, so you're wondering, why is it not already a tropical storm? Well, it doesn't have a really closed circulation in the middle of the system. So right now, still invest 97. This is the latest update as of 2 o'clock this morning, moving westward still pretty quickly, about 17 miles per hour. But look at the spaghetti models. What impact is it going to have on the United States? Well, nothing. It's really just going to make landfall somewhere near Mexico later on this week. So good news in the United States that it looks like this, what would be Tropical Storm Earl, maybe later on today, won't have any impacts to us. So highs today will be in the 90s, partly sunny skies. Keep an eye out for those storms in the afternoon. Once we get past lunchtime, we'll see things get a bit more active. So if you're heading out to the beach the second half of the day, you'll have to keep an eye on the radar. 89 degrees, southwest wind, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Low to moderate risk for rip currents. So if you're going to be in the water, have that in mind as well. Coastal waters forecast 2 feet, rough for the offshore waters, maybe not a boat day. Lows tonight will get down into the middle 70s, variably cloudy skies. We'll see those storms come to an end, and then we'll keep a stormy forecast as we go into Tuesday, and then things start to taper off a little bit in terms of storm chances, and the heat rebuilds next week. And we're talking about those heat advisories coming back into play next week. So enjoy the little bit of normality that we're going to have the next couple of days.
We did get a little bit of rain Saturday at Carolina Beach. It was crazy. I was so excited.
Finally.
It
never rains at your house.
It never ever rains there, so it was great. I was like, what's that noise? And it was thunder.
You forgot what it sounded like.
I completely did.
Due to all the torrential rain this past weekend, that set the farmer back 2 weeks before they're able to plant their next tomato crop because conditions for workers are really difficult. In a 30-minute span, I saw more than 5 people run this stoplight behind me, the same light that has a no turn on red sign right beside it. You tell me, what is the secret of Brits donuts? Why are they just so delicious?
The tender love and care.
Dave Monahan has owned the business for 30 years, and he says all the people he's met along the way makes his cafe more than just a restaurant. It is beautiful out here today, and we'll get to our first story right now because fishing, it's big business here in Southport. Whether you're a local or a visitor, seafood is probably part of your menu. Just a week ago, the Gore family was living in their house here in Ocean Isle Beach, but since then, rain has completely flooded their kitchen, their bathrooms, even their children's bedrooms. Their daughter is a dancer, so their whole family kind of just lives in art, some form or another. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, creativity definitely runs.
Daniel, researchers say the purpose of the study is to understand how well we're able to detect sharks, with hopes to eventually help alert swimmers if a shark is nearby. Because of all this rain, Greenland Farms will have to wait to plant their fall lettuce crop until it all dries up. I've been spending this entire week just learning all the different wonderful things that make Elizabethtown so great. And if you take about a 10-minute drive to the northwest from here, you'll come across Lou Mill Vineyard and Winery.
Helen.
Daniel, Nancy Shine began the service project back in early spring and recruited some of her friends at Plantation Village to join her. Shine says she's knitted more than 80 hats herself. Wintry precipitation was not a main concern here at the coast, but the wind and the rough seas definitely were, and that was causing some questions whether or not that was going to put a damper on the ongoing project here in Surf City. We've been talking about it for days now. This unseasonably warm weather has made it kind of hard to believe that it's winter outside, and that's the same case for plants around the area. And of course, we're in Carolina Beach, so we're starting out with a very important topic in Carolina Beach, which is the dance known as the Carolina Shag. It's actually our state dance that started right here in Carolina Beach. I spoke with a group of people who shag every week at a Pleasure Island restaurant, and as you can imagine, it's pretty fun.
Carolina girls, that's just an all-time favorite.
On a normal typical Sunday at Old Salty in Carolina Beach consists of a lot of shaking, spinning, and an evening full of beach music.
We come here every Sunday and dance from 5 to 8.
It's clear good vibes are not hard to come by here.
There are various stories and beliefs about how the shag got started.
But many say Carolina Beach is where it all began. Back in the 40s and 50s, a man known as Chicken Hicks was an early pioneer of shagging, or the Carolina shag. He and his brother Bobby would dance at Seabreeze, which at the time was a vacation spot for African Americans. Similar to the jitterbug, shagging is a 6-count male-dominated partner dance. It was invented so you could hold your partner in one hand and a drink or cigarette in the other.
Predominantly a Southern dance, been around for a number of years, and we like to try to keep it going. But it's almost like a culture.
Keith Thompson started shagging when he was a teenager and says it's a lifestyle.
If somebody shags, you have like an immediate bond or camaraderie with them, because generally we share the same music, we like to dance, and it's usually people that are just so much alike, and we just share that common love of doing the shag.
More than 40 shaggers dance for hours in this Carolina Beach restaurant. Shirley Castine is one of them and says she shagged for decades.
I started in the 60s when I was 13. I used to come down to Carolina Beach to the rec. And then when I turned 18, finally, I got to go to the Ocean Plaza.
Although it takes two to shag, she says she taught herself the moves by a towel tied to a doorknob.
I think I was born with it in my soul.
While the steps might seem a little tricky, these folks will tell you it's never too late to learn.
Any shagger will dance with any other shagger. Any shagger will teach anybody any step.
So I asked Keith to teach me a few moves.
2, 3, back 2, 3, rock, step. Up 2, 3, that's the shag.
But let's just say
3, rock, step. Up 2, 3.
I need a few more lessons. With DJ Bernie Brack cranking up the tunes at 5 p.m. like usual, it was time to grab your partner and bust a move.
I love it. I come every Sunday. I love it.
Every week. Every week. Every chance I get.
Whether you're a pro or just beginning, it's all about sharing this beach town's music roots.
It's all about continuing tradition of the dance and kind of the culture that follows that.
A Southern tradition that begins with a catchy song and always ends as a good time.
No age limit. If you can walk, you can learn to shag.
The Carolina Beach Music Festival will be happening next weekend right behind the boardwalk, and of course the Cape Fear Shag Club will be there. It's always a good time, and it's actually the longest continuing beach music festival in the country. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah,
But
31 years this year.
That's
wow.
31 years of good music.
But this is nothing compared to what they sacrificed for us.
On this hot, steamy day, these guys are building a home.
I need 32. I got to screw there. The final touches of the frame in here.
From the foundation up to the roof, soon a special family will move in thanks to guys like Frank Harrelson.
Anything that we're capable of doing as far as our scope of work, we'll jump right in here and help these guys with.
While it was slow to start, this is the first time local charity Step Up for Soldiers has done this. Constructing a home for a veteran and his or her family because of community donations and volunteers.
It's all about taking care of veterans, taking care of the people that take care of us, and we never should lose sight of that, ever.
Once just an empty lot is now a 400-square-foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. Vice President James Verdon says they'll start taking applications in a month or two.
Either his or her family, they'll be living here, paying rent while attending either UNCW or Cape Fear Community College. Upon graduation, they'll get most of their rent money back so that they can get started in life.
Money collected from events like the Monkey Junction concert series are the reason homes like this one are possible.
This is what the money gets spent on, projects like this. So, you know, the more support we get from the public, the more we can help veterans coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq.
Wilson says he's never been a part of something like this and hopes to do more in the future.
Because of what they're over there doing, we're able to do this, and to have our freedom to, to carry on, the, way of life that we enjoy so much. So hey, man, I mean, I'm glad and happy to be a part of it.
In New Hanover County, Helen Holt, WWAY News Channel 3.
Nice job, guys. The Monkey Junction Concert Series happens every Friday night in the Home Depot Shopping Center next to Staples. Step Up for Soldiers says they're always looking for volunteers during the weekly event, but you can always just come out to listen to the music and donate if you can.